Welcome to DejaDream.com.
Gemini and Cancer compatibility, sex, trust level, and more. Gemini and Cancer are a pair that is quite unique. They can forge a long-lasting relationship if they can set their energies and vibrations in sync. You might say that they are not that compatible with one another. But the truth is, the connection between these two zodiacs is undeniably present. Discover more about the compatibility of the Cancer and Gemini signs by reading further. Gemini and Cancer compatibility, intimacy and sex. One should know that a Gemini person is quite outgoing. It loves to explore and discover new things. However, this trait is not only exhibited on its desire for adventure. Quite frankly, Gemini has weird fetishes, especially in sex. It wants to relish new sexual experiences that can only be given by those individuals that have the same taste. Cancer, on the other hand, tends to be reserved when it comes to this matter. This zodiac upholds sex as intimate and sacred. It doesn't want to explore too much, especially if it cannot handle the kind of acts that its partner wants it to do. Of course, this is one of the reasons why many think that the compatibility between Gemini and Cancer is not great. One wants to be wild while the other person prefers to be conservative. Well, this doesn't mean that this situation has no solution. After all, I didn't say that Cancer hates sex. In fact, it is the opposite. The only thing that it despises is the extreme and weird sexual fetishes. Therefore, if Gemini can tone its hunger toward these riveting sexual acts, their sexual relationship would further improve. It could also work the other way around. If Gemini is able to gain the trust of Cancer, it may be able to convince the latter to try out new things. As long as the arrangement is mutual, these two zodiac signs can create a wonderful sex life. They just need to go in the middle. It is necessary that they can make an amicable compromise so that their sexual experiences won't be jeopardized. In some instances, the solution for their given difference is by establishing romance and intimacy first. They need to feel comfortable with each other first. They have to determine if the other is sincere to its words and feelings. It is difficult for couples to create a satisfying sex life if there are gaps in the connection and intimacy. Until such time they can work this one out, they might encounter problems every time they want to have sex. Gemini and Cancer, trust. Every person out there should exercise caution when dealing with Gemini. After all, this particular zodiac sign is governed by Mercury. Mercury is a known trickster, so there's a good chance that Gemini has playful and nasty traits. Sadly, this particular characteristic is something that Gemini tends to display whenever it is in a relationship. Even if it has serious partners, the zodiac sign loves to play and be good around. Of course, its playfulness can vary. Some are deemed acceptable while others are incorrigible, such as cheating. Because of this, it is necessary for the Cancer person to be wary of the actions of its Gemini partner. It has to exercise a certain degree of suspicion all the time. In this way, it can monitor the activities and intentions of the other, and see if there are hints of betrayal or not. In turn, the zodiac Cancer can actually do something to prevent this from happening. Specifically, it has to establish an atmosphere of trust and openness. In short, it should make honesty as a policy in their relationship. The more it can teach the Gemini about the importance of trust and loyalty, the chances of the latter to cheat will be curbed significantly. Cancer is actually a secretive person. That's why such a recommendation is quite troublesome and challenging. However, it has to be done to ensure that its relationship with the Gemini will not be tarnished with betrayal and treachery. Furthermore, the Cancer person mustn't choke its Gemini partner. Once these two start a relationship, the concept of freedom must still be there. Gemini needs it. If Cancer denies Gemini to do the things that it usually does, it will get mad and disappointed. Sooner or later, it will learn to hide secrets from its partner. Gemini and Cancer, intellect and communication. Fortunately, when it comes to intellectual aspects, you can trust that both the Cancer and Gemini are on good standing. On their own, these zodiac signs possess high levels of intelligence and affinity to knowledge. They have a strong desire to learn and understand new things. They can spend their time studying and improving their skill set. Because of this, they are among the usual career-driven individuals that you can encounter. In their relationship, Gemini and Cancer will inevitably exhibit their respective mental strengths. Fortunately, it does not cause them to clash, though. Instead, it helps them connect with one another. Between these two, it is Cancer that exhibits the most receptiveness. It has a high threshold when it comes to comprehending the thoughts and ideas of its partner. If the Cancer is a woman, she'll not get tired of the stories of her lover. In fact, she tends to feel happy every time her significant half is opening up to her. Meanwhile, the Gemini is the one that enlivens things up. For instance, a male Gemini is a good storyteller. He has a penchant for providing amusement to his partner. And certainly, any Cancer women would love that. Conclusion. The compatibility of Gemini and Cancer is not that strong and imminent as other zodiac partnerships. There are a lot of things that these two have to work out if they want their relationship to last long. With their given idiosyncrasies, they are highly prone to conflicts and issues. But once they can meet halfway, their differences would be superseded by their love for each other. That's it for now. If you have questions about zodiacs and their compatibility, feel free to drop them in the comments section below.